Hey guys, I just wanted to do a quick video and talk about this jade plant here. This one is pretty special to me due to the story that is behind it. It is 25 plus years old, just like some of the other ones. I got this from a friend of mine. He's an older gentleman, retired for a few years, many years now. Um, so he grew this from just a small cutting, and every year he would bring it outside and then bring it inside. Once it got too big, he would ask his son to bring it inside for him. Um, well, 2019 and 2020 were very tough years for him. His mother passed away, and his wife and son also passed away. So his son is the one that has been carrying it in and out for him for the past, 4 or 5 years or so, because he's unable to do it. So, he gets the help of his son. Turns out, his son is a year younger than me and is also named Aaron. So he had contacted me recently and wanted to gift this to me. Um, I'm very, very honored to have this and get this from him. I know it's a very special tree to him, and it's going to be a special tree to me, especially with the history behind it. I try not to change it too much, but I did do some pruning. It definitely had a lot of growth towards one side due to how it was placed. I think it was placed on one side of the house, so it definitely grew towards that side. So I think I did a pretty good job of pruning off majority of the branches and whatnot, so you can't really tell that it's really growing towards one side. It's coming out nicely. It's growing new branches and whatnot. This thing is actually quite big. Let me get closer here to show you. You can see it's my hand, so it's quite big. I would say it's 3 inches across here. And if you can kind of notice the pot is bowed out from this being root bound and the roots being packed in there. I didn't really get a chance to really repot this thing this year. It's cold out, and I was in a transition phase of my life and just moving, so didn't have a chance to do that. But I do plan on repotting this next year. I had thought about separating these two, but I think I might just keep it the way it is. I did reshape this to become kind of a twin peak. I've got one here. You see the triangular shape, and then I'm going to do another one right here. Hopefully I get some more branches coming out this side, which would be nice. Try to keep this side a little shorter than that because you don't want it to be, just kind of like a V, which probably kind of look weird. I also thought about just kind of making this about this height, just to continue this triangular shape. But I think I'll leave it as is for now. You can see I did some pruning here, some very major pruning. If anybody is still scared to do pruning on these, I pruned off maybe like 90% of the leaves. So yeah, it's pretty drastic. A big cutting here. I gave some of the larger branches to friends and coworkers so that they can start their own jade. So this is like jade ladyfinger. I don't know, a lot of different information out there. Some call it, they call all of these either jade golem, jade hobbit, or ladyfingers. I know that the golem is a little more open. It's not completely like this, but you can see some of these look like this one kind of looks like a hobbit, but these definitely look like ladyfingers because they're really skinny and long. I kind of like it like that. I like this one better than the hobbit or golem. I used to also call this golem, but after looking it up and looking through some I don't want to call it scientific papers, but more of more formal papers, I found that these would be more in line with ladyfingers. But if you, if you heard it from a Harvard botanical such and such, and you know for a fact that it's called something this or that, leave a comment and let me know. But yeah, this thing is gorgeous. I really like it. It kind of reminds me of an evergreen, with how the leaves are. I really like this part of it. It's just got a lot of nice movement. So yeah, I pruned it to get it to branch out more, as you can see right here. That one's branching out nicely. This one's getting branches in both spots. This one's actually branched out easier than my first jade that I did the drastic pruning on. These want to branch out a lot, whereas the other one didn't. I mean, at most I got, I think, 2 branches in one spot. Where some of these I'm getting 4, 5, 6, and then that's nice. I probably won't keep them all, but that way I can selectively choose which branch I want to keep for directional growth. But yeah, I'll just go around and show you what it looks like. Yeah, again, so you can see the size of that. It is almost as wide as my hand. So there is one part that I want to change. It's these 2 branches in the back here. I don't know if you can see it moving. This one, where my thumb is, and this one here. It's kind of growing straight. So I can turn this around. So yeah, it's right here, and it's just kind of wedged here on the side and growing straight up. It's really straight and just doesn't fit in with the rest of the tree. You can tell that these are definitely younger growths that kind of sprouted later on. It's same as this side here. I mean, this is probably your original tree here, the biggest part. Yeah, this part here is probably your original, and then these sprouted. They got kind of heavy and they flopped over, and now they're sitting on their side. Both of these, they kind of flopped over. That's what happens when it gets too heavy, but you'll keep getting new sprouts, and if you don't get to them soon enough, they get pretty big, and then you'll feel bad about cutting them. So kind of like right here, if you see that, there's one that's starting to grow. I'm going to let it grow now just to help thicken up this trunk, but I'm going to, cut it off before it gets too big. And then if it gets too big, you cut off a large branch, then it's basically going to look empty there. So I'll let that grow, let it thicken up that base, and then I'll get rid of it. But yeah, that's this jade plant. Just wanted to talk about it a little bit. I know there's a lot of comments and questions about people being scared of pruning it back and whatnot. But again, like I said, you can cut a big branch off with no leaves, no roots, and it'll grow for you. These things are super hardy, and that's what makes them such great houseplants. So don't be scared to prune. Prune it how you like it. Prune, for shape. Prune to keep it small enough so you can, bring it in and out or move it. Yeah, don't be afraid. You can't really screw up with these. Maybe you can, but it's pretty hard, and it always grows back. So it'll just be a matter of time before it gets back to its shape, or the shape that you like. So yeah, that's all for today. I just wanted to talk about this and show you guys what's going on with this. It was really late, and I was actually in the process of moving. I decided I didn't really want to move this tree with a bunch of foliage, so I pruned it, and I had about a 5-gallon bucket full of cuttings from this. So Sorry I couldn't get a video of the pruning for you guys, but I'm sure you guys are sick of all my pruning videos. It's just me cutting off a bunch of branches, so here is the result, and I'll give you guys an update once more branches grow out. Right now it's into winter. I mean, it's almost pretty close to Christmas, but it's still putting out nice growth. Did not prune it too long ago. I don't know why it's not focusing, but yeah, you can see all the new growth here. It's doing quite well. Well, until next time, I'll show you guys what it looks like once it starts flushing out with a bunch of growth.